Hi, it's Mobile Max. It's January 10th, 2026, and this is my opinion. Surprise, surprise! Big protests in all over the United States in democratic cities like Minneapolis, protesting the police shooting of Renee Good. Well, hell, quit paying people and agitators and instigators to harass federal agents doing their job, throwing bricks at them and yelling and taking pictures of them. You're the cause, you protesters and you democratic communists, gangsters. You're the problem. Surprise, they reveal how in Minneapolis and Minnesota the Somali gangsters have ripped off the federal government and Minnesota state government for billions of dollars. And then the great victory in Venezuela, we capture Nicholas Maduro, a big crime lord. And oh, if you don't believe Nicholas Maduro is a big crime lord, crime cartel, drug cartel, go to PBS and look up this guy named Saab, Alex Saab. PBS documentary on Alex Saab. He was Maduro's bag man. Total corruption. Maduro was a total gangster, and he was aligned with all our enemies: Iran, Hezbollah, Hamas, Communist China, Russia. They are all his good time friends. Great victory by the United States military and our President Trump in capturing him, then revealing all this terrible corruption in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So the Democrats respond by trying to create a George Floyd moment, and it ain't gonna work, because we know you're a bunch of goddamn gangsters. The Somali community, who was brought here by Barack Obama. We all thought Barack Obama, well, I didn't vote for him, I wanted Hillary. But as you remember, in the 2008 election, Hillary was the campaigning for many years, and all of a sudden, boom, Barack Obama shows up and sweeps her aside. The elites of the Democratic Party put him in, but at that point, I trusted the media, the liberal media. I'm a baby boomer, and I grew up with the media showing the moon race between 1960 and 69, Mercury launches, Gemini launches, then the Apollo, Walter Cronkite and the coverage of the Vietnam War. We trusted our news media. They had a monopoly. We had 9 stations before there was cable, then the internet, but when I was younger, we only had 9 television stations: Channel 2, Channel 4, 5, KTLA, ABC 7, Channel 9, KTTV Channel 11, and KCOP Channel 13. But they lost their monopoly. And I guess they had to do something, and they just grabbed on to these radicals in the Democratic Party, and now they're just a propaganda arm. All the legacy media, CNN is some of the worst of them, and it's exactly what President Trump says. They're fake news. You know, I look at the Los Angeles news broadcast. You don't see anything bad about black areas or Latino areas. It's like South Central LA. South Central LA is a big giant black hole. No information goes in and no information comes out. I remember in the 90s and 2000s, they had all sorts of news coming out of South Central LA. Gangs, drive-bys, but now all of a sudden it's a black hole, no information coming out. Why is that? Is there a black mafia there? That's what I think. My opinion is it all started with Barack Obama, and we didn't know what was happening because they kept it all secret. And the liberal news media, who we trusted, after all, they had brought down Nixon, Woodward and Bernstein, the Washington Post. News reporters who had brought down Nixon, he had plumbers. The plumbers would go out and do terrible covert activities against their enemies, the Democratic Party, but that was just Girl Scout stuff compared to what's going on today. That ain't nothing. Anyway, I believe Barack Obama's administration had secret doings and other alternatives. So I'm sure they, in their heart of the Democrats, they hate white men, white people, they hate the middle class, and they want to destroy our culture. The tenant czar, Mandami, who just took over New York, mayor of New York, Mandami, his tenant czar is this woman called Cecilia Weaver, and she's a radical left, she's a white woman, but she hates whites, and probably hates white men even more, and has said this in the past, that she wants to destroy American capitalism, destroy the middle class, and destroy the white people, and take over. In the heart of the Democrats, I believe this is who's taken over the party. They're radical, communist. They want to destroy the United States of America and our culture. And here in California, they've done a pretty good job. They chased out all the hard-working, tax-paying, middle class. Thousands of businesses have left. Just recently, the largest mozzarella producer in the world has left California. It was called Leprino Mozzarella, and they were located in Lemoore, California. They couldn't handle the abusive regulations and taxation of California because, well, we're the fourth richest state, or the fourth richest economy in the world, California is, but we have incredibly high taxes and massive regulations. How come, if we're the fourth richest economy in the world, why are our taxes so high? It's because our government are a bunch of gangsters. They need all this money to support all the bums and poor people they have brought in to replace the hard-working, tax-paying middle class. But that's at the heart of the new Democratic Party. They're communist gangsters. And we just revealed how there's massive corruption in Minnesota, and the Somali gangsters. Oh, they're Muslims. And they're black. Oh, they pull out that Muslim black race card. You're racist against, you're discriminating against. Bullshit. It's all a con. They're a bunch of grifters. They're a crime family, and they'll use anything they can to deflect antagonism towards them. And why did they get away with it? Because you accepted their bullshit. They conned you. They're not Muslims. The Somalis are not Muslims. From what I know about Muslims, they're a very honest people. If you're a Muslim, you do not steal. I guess it has something to do with their strict crime laws against stealing. They'll cut your hands off if you're a big-time thief. And you don't seem to change your ways. But anyway, the Somalis are full of shit. I don't believe they're Muslims or any religion. They're just a crime family who steals everything they can get their hands on. And it's not just in Minnesota either, these Somali gangsters. A YouTuber in Seattle, Washington, searched out Somali daycare. There were several Somali daycare people who had, when he showed up at their nice new big house and new cars in the driveway, no kids. So these Somali gangsters are spreading their crime far and near. And all this stuff is breaking, so the Democratic Party tries to do what they did before, like George Floyd, and try to create a big ruckus and disruption with protests and people not obeying the law. But we're wise to your bullshit now. We know you paid the agitators and protesters. You steal billions and billions and tens of billions here in California and almost every Democrat-run city and state. They're all a bunch of thieving revolutionaries, communists. And they take that money, and the criminals get some of it, but I guarantee you they have to give a percentage back to the Democratic Party and back to Black Mafia. Black Mafia, headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia. I believe they want to destroy white people. I make you a bet. I don't know this for a fact, but I'll bet you dollars to donuts that under Biden and Barack Obama, high-ranking officials and the Black Mafia steered narcotics into white communities to destroy our white children, and they got away with it. How many hundreds of thousands have died from fentanyl overdose? How many junkies have we seen? Well, a lot of them come to LA, so I've seen a lot of them in that soft white underbelly videos. Hundreds of junkies, white junkies. Where did they get the drugs from? I believe under Barack Obama and Biden that they officially funneled narcotics into white communities to destroy our white children. That's my opinion. Anyway, I don't think they're going to get away with this bullshit because we're wise to their ways now. We know they're not protesters. They're paid instigators. They're paid to be there. And a lot of the white women are there. They're not normal, everyday women. Of course, they produced a lot of homosexual women. These women are all lesbians. And Renee Good, she had a transsexual partner who was barking orders in that video they showed of the shooting. But she's definitely part of the LGBTQ community. Anyway, we're wise to your fucking ways, you communist Democrats. We're going to fight you tooth and nail. Nothing's changed. These people are stubborn. Stubborn and arrogant. The LAPD needed $4 million for their recruiting and training program. And the LA City Council, the chiselers that they are, they spent tens of billions of dollars on bums, illegal aliens. But when it comes to $4 million for the LAPD, they start chiseling. We don't have the money. They gave them $1 million. They were so generous because they don't like the police. They destroyed LAPD and LA County sheriffs. Why? Because they prefer criminals. Shoplifting's almost legal now. Why? Because they're criminals. The Democratic Party has a constituency of criminals. And they're not just low criminals, there's some billionaire criminals too. Anyway, that's all I got to say for now. Bye.